Hello YouTube, your shooting buddy here again. I have for you today something that may be a first for YouTube and a first for any gun magazine or gun show or gun channel on YouTube or anything. It's a world's first. You're gonna see this, you're not gonna believe it. And what am I talking about? Well, I'll tell you a little background story because that's the way I am. I tell stories and I go around about and give you the information I want. So, when I was about to turn 60 years old, I had it in my head, well really, when I was maybe 56, 57 years old, I had decided that by the time I was 60, I would put together a hunting trip for myself, a bear hunting trip, guided. I wasn't sure where, but I picked out a bunch of guides and places to go, and I looked at them, I studied them, I contacted the people. I got all kinds of information about it, about my bear hunt that I was going to go on for my 60th birthday. Well, I got to tell you, I spent my whole life since, I was a late teenager, 17, 18 years old, loving guns. I loved toy guns when I was a kid. That's all I used to think about all the time, and I loved them. But all the guns, all the shooting, all the things that I've done involving guns all my life, the one thing I never did was go hunting. Never went really hunting, never had any moral objection or any issues with it in that regard. It's just something that I never got around to doing, and anybody that's an experienced hunter knows there's a lot more stalking and waiting and preparation and work and hard work than there is actual shooting. And I always liked that part of the game. So, throughout my life I was lazy. I had nobody in my family that was interested in it. So I never really got any encouragement from that standpoint. I did have an uncle who was a pretty avid hunter, but physically I wasn't prepared to do everything. I think I went out with him once and fell asleep in the woods, and I think some of the other hunters that were in the field thought I was dead, and they were ready to call an ambulance. So, it's not me. I'm not really a big outdoorsman. I don't really know anything about it. But I was prepared to put all that aside and go on a hunting trip for my first time when I turned 60. Well, everything changes in life, and one thing led to another, and I never was able to organize that trip for myself. So I never took the hunting trip that I planned for when I was 60. Now, here I am. I'm a couple of weeks shy of turning 65, and that trip looks no closer than it did back then. But, and I told you I was going to give you a first, and I got to tell you, here it really is. I am probably the first person who's never gone hunting to go on the air or publish some information trying to tell people what they think is the ideal hunting rifle or bear hunting gun, or maybe a wild hog gun, something of that nature. And I'm first to admit I never did it myself. But I got myself ready. I bought the gun. Obviously, that's something that's right up my alley. I enjoy doing that, so that's what I did. I even bought the knife. I went to Cabela's. In fact, when I bought this, it's their Alaskan Guide knife. Never been used, never skinned a bear. But in case a bear does show up, I'm ready to take care of business, if I even knew what to do. So, back when I was preparing for this trip, there were some new innovations come out in lever action guns, which is something I've always liked. I've always liked lever action. It's something that's really appeals to me a lot. I like the history of it. I like the way it feels in your hands. It's so much more real to me. So that's something I wanted my gun to be. Well, lo and behold, there was Shooting Times magazine. Came out in March of 2009. And they had the cover story on the Marlin guide gun. Well, that is the gun that I had already picked out and purchased before this magazine article came out. Here it is on the front cover, no less, of Shooting Times magazine. So, I'm going to go over this a little bit with you and show you my 4570 Marlin lever action guide gun. And I think it is the ideal gun for hunting, be it bear or wild pig or any big game like that. Probably anything short of the large dangerous game in Africa. This is all the gun you need, especially with the new lever action ammo they have out for it now. So sit tight and I'm going to give you a real quick tour. Thank you. Okay, first, to give you a little perspective, I have a 4570 cartridge lined up against a 45 ACP, so you can see the very large difference in the cartridge itself. It is the round of choice for the buffalo hunters back in the 1800s when they wiped out the buffalo herds. It has a long history, and it is one of the old-time cartridges. Instead of dying off, is coming back to life and is as popular now, maybe not as popular now as it's ever been, but it's pretty popular, I gotta tell you. So it's a very, very well-respected cartridge and is capable of taking just about any game you can think of. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the gun. This is it. It's the Marlin Model 1895 SBL. I think it's a very, very attractive lever action rifle. You can see it's got a stainless steel finish. It's got an 18.5-inch barrel. It's got a laminated wood stock, black and white. It gives you that little bit of a gray color. I love that because to me it means that the stock is going to hold up real well in the woods and in outdoor conditions. It's got the wide lever loop that I love. I love those, the way those look. To make sure the gun is safe, we're going to open it up and look inside the chamber, and you can see it is empty. It's got a tube-fed magazine. that holds 5 rounds, one in the chamber. You can see it's got a cross bolt safety. It's got a real nice recoil pad, and it's very effective. I've shot the gun a few times, and it's very enjoyable to shoot. And it's got on it what it's called a lever rail. And if you look at this, you can see it's very similar to a Picatinny rail on an AR-15. And it's designed to allow you to put a scope or any other kind of optics that you might desire. The other thing that I like about this gun a lot is the ghost ring rear sight. See, I think that's the fastest sight to use. It's very quick to acquire. It's real good for people with old, tired eyes that don't work good anymore. And I think it's overall, it's a great gun, great choice for your big game hunting. You can see we've got the extension on the hammer so that you could cock the hammer with a scope on easily enough. It's got a safety where it's not going to fire unless the lever is all the way held back to home, regardless of the position of the crossbolt safety. It's got a nice sling on it for easy carry, and overall I think this would make a great woods gun, nice for bear hunting or wild pig. So I want to once again thank you for watching, and if you like it, please subscribe, and until the next time, it's your shooting buddy. See you later. Thanks, guys.